Hello everybody, this is the thejonnymar, and welcome back to my playthrough of Kirby's Adventure. And of course, I am joined, as always on this series, by my good friend, Nakusoo.
Thanks for having me back, Johnny. I'm really excited to be going back into Kirby, and we're going to be going into Yogurt Yard.
Yes, you are awesome now at naming the level that we are currently at after our little snafu a couple episodes ago. And so we are starting off this level with my least favorite enemy types, and that is the Waddle Dees. And Waddle Dees will die. And they've already hit me and caused me a lot of pain and prevented me from getting powers, which I wanted very badly. And look, I'm already at only 2 health, and I'm not even about 30 seconds into this level. So this, of course, is going to be a great experience. Now, it looks like down there that's a secret level, probably, or a door. I do not know how to get to that secret little level down there, or I'm not even sure it was a secret level. It kind of looked like that. And we have this falling level, too. Now, of course, I really, really want that power up there, but I'm not going to get it. And I'm wondering, oh man.
That was close.
I know, and I did get through, so fortunately I got the checkpoint. And you know I have 1 health tick left, so we'll do a good old Mega Man suicide there to start over with full health. That was a technique I employed numerous times in my Mega Man playthroughs. But hey, we've got your favorite power now, the freeze power. You want to put any bets on how long I'm able to hang on to that?
1 minute.
1 minute? Wow, you have a lot of confidence in me, actually. I'm not sure it's going to be that long. Well, hey, I finished the level with it. That's pretty impressive. And a 3. Okay, well, I'm racking up quite a score here on this. Like, obviously, I think probably if you have to continue, your score probably resets. Or I think in Kirby's Dream Land, if you continue, it doesn't actually reset completely. I think it goes down by 1/2 of what your current score is. And so I'm not sure if that's the case in this either. I'm not sure I've ever actually continued on this. Have you had to continue while playing this game?
No, I haven't seen a continue screen, thankfully.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully that's not something we actually see. But you never know. I guess we'll find out. So, you know, I think this is a good opportunity. You know, obviously I'm playing through Kirby's Adventure, and you and I both have a kind of long history with the Kirby series. And I'm not sure how many of my viewers are actually aware, but you and another one of my good friends, what are they called, Scarfies?
Yeah, Scarfy.
Yeah, and then there's freaking coconut bombs dropping from the ceiling. It's like, what can we do to make this more irritating? But you and Novell are actually doing a co-op playthrough of Kirby's Return to Dreamland, which is one of my favorite games in the series. And, you know, I was curious, as I'm sure many people are curious, to kind of find out how that kind of all came about. So I was wondering if you'd be willing to talk a little bit about kind of where that idea came from and kind of how you two decided to actually do that series.
Alright, so I basically wanted to play a Kirby game, and I recently got that game actually on the Wii. So once I played it a little bit, I wanted to ask Novell about it because, you know, I think he also really enjoys Kirby games. You know, who doesn't really like Kirby games, to be honest? And then it kind of came about when I thought that maybe doing it a co-op would be kind of cool because I've never played a Kirby game co-op, let alone, you know, Kirby game with many other people, you know, besides Kirby 64, and that doesn't really count since that was a long time ago. So for the series, I just wanted to do something a bit different, have a co-op game on my channel for, you know, the first time to see how it goes and see if I can get used to something like that.
Yeah, I think co-op is really cool, and I think for both of us, it's something that we've kind of both been interested in, as I'm trying to float above this stupid hammer guy here. But it's always kind of taking that first step, you know, kind of actually doing it. And obviously we've been doing it a little bit off and on here with Kirby's Adventure and getting some experience with it. I did a video with my cousin as well. And I think what was different about that when I did the Turtles in Time video, and these damn Waddle Dees.
No!
Yeah. I think every one of my deaths in this episode might be involving Waddle Dees in some form or another. Which again, just reinforces my hatred of them and my wish to have them all die. But, you know, wanting to get some experience with that, because I think that's something that is really awesome about Let's Playing, is being able to do some co-op experiences. And you're restricted a little bit in that, in terms of some of these games, unless you can find means, you know, to actually play them. But, you know, I think that would be really awesome to be able to do more of that in the future. And I know, you know, the three of us have had ideas about doing some potential series. I don't know if we want to reveal those ideas necessarily right now, but, you know, I do think that would be pretty cool to pull off some of those things that we've actually thought about to do in the future.
Definitely. You know, I always think that kind of expanding to just outside your comfort zone to see if you like new things kind of, you know, get you kind of acquainted and maybe even gets you interested in doing different things. So I think co-op has been really fun. It's been really awesome to be on this series so far, and I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, and me too. I think we've had a lot of fun with this, and I've really enjoyed yours and Novell's series so far too, although you're only obviously 2 episodes into that series, but I think you guys have, of course, recorded more than 2 episodes to this point. But I'm making use of this wheel power like a boss here, except when you land on spikes.
So now they're starting to put the spikes into places where the wheel can't go.
Yeah, so they're trying to throw more curveballs at you. And now, remember, silly deaths. I've already had 1 suicide death. Here's silly death number 2 coming up. The classic Kirby mistake. You can't float when you have something in your mouth. And I tried really hard to get rid of it there at the last second, but I just couldn't do it. So now I'm trying to bait the laser guy to come back, but he's not willing to cooperate. And I succeeded, so that's good. But then, of course, there's another one. Now this seems pretty obvious that these 2 blocks here are probably some kind of secret. So, you know, sometimes it's a little bit more obvious than others where there might be something. And I love this secret because obviously it's setting it up. You need to use the rock power. And you're thinking, okay, I'm going to grab that one up, right? But you got to come out of the power and then it's gone. So what a waste of time that was for me. But oh well. Alright, we'll continue onward here. And of course I want the laser. I've really come to appreciate the laser on this playthrough of the game. Now you were mentioning off camera that this is kind of a tricky area that you noticed, was these spikes being really close to each other. And you know, I killed that parasol guy, and I think the game designers designed this that you're supposed to use the parasol, and because I killed him, you know, there wasn't much I could do about that. I just had to kind of take it on the chin and take it for the team there. But I'm burning through my lives here at a rapid pace. I'm down to 9 already. We'll see if I can come back from that abyss eventually throughout these levels.
You should be fine. Well, maybe not. I shouldn't say that. That's like the trap when Let's Playing.
Yeah. You don't want to get overconfident. Alright, so, you know, talking a little bit about your series with Novell, the 3 of us have kind of gotten to know each other quite a bit better over the last month or so, last couple months actually. And, you know, that brought to mind, you know, kind of how we got to know each other. Obviously, we've known each other for quite a while. I've known you for pretty much the entire time that I've been Let's Playing. I'm not 100% sure when you started Let's Playing, but I think it was probably late 2012, wasn't it?
Yep, it was at the end of this month, actually.
Okay, so October of 2012?
Yep, that's when I started.
Okay, so your 1 year is coming up very soon then. And I'm gonna go for the one up here with my firepower, because of course I need as many lives as I can possibly get. And I know that we met, you know, very early on in your process, because at the time that you started, we have another Meta Knight battle here. And this one I'm actually gonna try with the firepower. Now you would think it would instantly kill these enemies, but as you can see, that's not always the case. Sometimes you go through them without actually killing them.
Yeah, I never noticed that they take this many hits? Has it always been like that?
I'm not sure. I mean, in the past, I've always done it, I think, with just Kirby's regular power. So I've always just sucked them up and then shot them at each other. So, yeah, it's interesting that the hitbox is kind of that powered up that you can't kill them instantaneously with the firepower. But we met on a forum that has, I believe, changed names since we met on it. It used to be called the Let's Play Forums, and now is called Let's Play Central, I believe. And met very early on in kind of your starting off with Let's Playing. I had been doing it for maybe a month or two at that point. I started in August of 2012. And I remember being very impressed even with your very early series. The first series that I had seen of yours was the Nyx Quest, I think it's called, or something similar to that. Is that close to what it's called?
Yeah, Nyx Quest. Sometimes I kind of get confused on how you actually say the name, but yeah, that was my second series, I believe.
Yeah, I know I missed your first series. I've since gone back and watched it post, but I didn't actually get to see it at the time when you were actually doing it ongoing. But I remember really enjoying Nyx Quest, and then also Mark of the Ninja, which was one of your early series. I think you did a fantastic job with. And it's still, that series in and of itself has like gotten me to the point of like getting that game on Steam as I die again.
Oh.
Yeah. So you did a great job of selling that game, which I think was part of the reason why you did it, was kind of trying to expose the game a little bit to more people, since it is a fantastic game, a really awesome one.
Yeah, it's definitely a really fun stealth game for a 2D, because you don't really see many 2D stealth games at all. Oh, nice, you got to number 1.
I know. About time, huh?
But yeah, like I was saying, getting just towards the point of showing off something different, I guess, at the time, because it didn't sell that well, but it was received well. So I kind of just wanted to start with something like that. And it also was from one of my favorite developers, because they also did some artwork in Torchlight, and they also did, what's that fighting game? It's like a beat 'em up game. Shank, there we go.
Ah, Shank, huh? That was in, I think, the Humble Bundle recently that I actually picked up. No, wait. Was it Shank or maybe Spank? I don't know. I don't know if there's a game called Spank.
Yeah, Death Spank, I think, is the one.
Ah, yes, you're right. Yeah, it was Death Spank. So, false alarm, viewers, it wasn't Shank. I have not played Shank, but maybe someday I will play it. But yeah, Mark of the Ninja looked really awesome, and you have since, of course, done some really awesome series as well. But, out of that, we got to know each other pretty early on. I've been really impressed with kind of your ongoing series. I think you've done a great job with them. And I've also been impressed kind of with the variety of projects that you've done, because, you've brought a lot of really cool stuff to the table in terms of the different projects that you've decided to do, whether it be, East or your dedication series, of course, and some of the other things that you've done. And what I wanted to know from you is kind of, do you have a favorite series that you've kind of done so far, or are you going to cop out and basically say, oh, I love them all?
Oh, you just put me on a fence here.
I know, I have to do it.
It's so hard to decide which game, because each one really does have a sentimental value, such as, Aries is my first one, so I kind of always go back to that once in a while just to look and see how I improved. But I would say, ball. Getting sidetracked. I would say, I want to say Mega Man 7 was one of the funnest, but I also do enjoy East, because it's something that I always wanted to do ever since I watched Let's Plays, and I always thought it might be something different than what you usually see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the way you've kind of gone about it with all of the different voice acting, I mean, Avok's doing a great job with the main character. What's his name? Towel or Toel?
Yep, Tao.
Tao, okay. And of course, I have a vested interest in that series because, of course, I'm involved as well. And so I'm really looking forward to getting back into that series as you progress with it. But here's a really fun level, too. We're getting the wheels. I remember a couple episodes ago, I was so excited when this happened in the actual game when I was playing. But we talked a little bit about the UFO power, and bam!
Holy hell.
Randomly, through grabbing 2 of the same power, I was able to get the UFO power. And I get to show it off here, which many consider to be the best power in this game, because you get to fly basically completely under your control, and there's 4 different abilities that you can use. You can use the beam ability, you can use the laser ability, and then you can actually charge it up and use like a power shot ability, which is really awesome. So talk about great timing to be able to show that off. And look how effortless it is to just fly across here.
Wow, that's a lot easier. I'm not even sure if they had this power in any other future Kirby games.
I don't think I've ever seen it, no. And it's such a cool power. You'd think they would bring it back. Waddle Dee!
The Waddle Dees are trying to ruin it.
I know, so I'm just gonna stay at the top of the screen and say, screw you, Waddle Dees. So yeah, I put you on the spot with that. I would say my personal favorite of your series. I love them all. I think you did a great job with all of them. Is probably Ys. I think that one is just such an awesome game conceptually, and I think the fact that you've done it with the voice acting, trying to involve a bunch of people from the community, I think that concept to me is just such an awesome concept, and I am definitely going to be stealing that idea for some future projects, so just so you're aware of that.
Oh, that's cool. I always like to see different people get, maybe some inspiration. I know I inspired a couple of people to go out and try it, which is always a good and interesting thing, and I hope they can actually succeed.
Yeah, me too, because I think those types of projects are really awesome. But we are already to the boss here, as hard as that might be to believe. And obviously I missed that secret there, and I always forget to slide with Kirby.
Yeah, I keep forgetting he actually has that in this one.
Yeah, I never remembered either. Now the first time I fought this boss, he's a really interesting character, and this level design is really neat. It's like something that's very kind of unusual compared to the previous bosses. But obviously I know him now because I fought him before when I played the game the first time. And you have to, suck up his missiles and shoot him back at him, or you can cheese it with another power. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring the UFO power in here, because I think it automatically leaves you at the end of the level, unfortunately. But you can actually die by getting screened out here. So if he rises above and it's a pit down there, even if there's level just off the screen, I think you can actually get killed by that. But yeah, the first time I fought this guy, not in this playthrough, but the previous playthrough, I remember having a pretty tough time with him, just because I didn't have my head kind of wrapped around what I was supposed to do. Now, is this battle similar in the remake for the Return to Dreamland? Not Return to Dreamland, whatever the remake is called. Nightmare in Dreamland, I think?
Yeah, it's pretty much similar. I haven't played to this boss in a long time now, so when I first seen this, I was like, what the heck is this? It kind of reminds me of something from Mega Man.
Yeah, but there you go. That is the latest boss, and we will continue on in the next episode. So as always, viewers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Take care.
So long, everybody.